Fine, people are still joining, but let's get started. So yesterday we saw how to create a machine, a virtual machine, right? Though it was very abrupt and very quick. I'm not expecting you to learn from that. We are going to do that in a proper manner, slow, step by step, where I explain each and everything to you guys. Okay, so let's start with that. Very first thing we are going to do today, it's creating a virtual machine, the practical thing which we are going to do today. Okay, so let's start. And before we do that, anyone has any question, please let me know.
Uh, Sohil, I have one question.
Hmm.
So, whenever we are creating a virtual machine, right?
Hmm.
So, while creating a virtual machine, so according to the requirement, we choose uh, the high availability. It should be in availability set or availability uh,
Yeah, zone.
sets like availability zone
Yes.
according to the client requirement, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
So that is the question. Yes, see, not only that, everything will be selected. You being an administrator, being an Azure administrator, you do not have that authority. You won't have that authority to select or choose anything for customer. You'll always act on the instructions shared with you, either by your architect team
Understood.
or by your client or by your product manager or anyone for that matter. They will share the details with you. Okay, now
I
this is
understand.
how you have to, this is what you have to do. How to do, you should know that you're being paid for that. Your manager is not going to come and explain it to you, this is how you can create a machine, but they will share the build sheet. I talked about it. I will be sharing a sample build sheet with you guys. So they will give you a build sheet which will have the complete information, that how to what are the parameters you should be using while creating a machine. So we don't have to worry about everything, anything, that is it going to be this region, that region, virtual machine name, everything will be there in that build sheet. Because when you're working in a company, there are multiple applications, there are multiple naming conventions, multiple virtual networks, multiple subnets, multiple regions they are using, and everything depends on the nature of the application, कि वो application कहाँ चलने वाला है, in which region this is going to be run, where are their users, what study they have done. So application owners knows it the well or best. So you will not put your inputs that, okay, I think US is fine. No, that is not the case. You will get a specific region, and behind selecting that region, they must have done their study. So you're not going to question that. That is not your job. That is already done at the assessment level with the architect team, where client team, application team and your architect team, they sit together, they do this all brainstorming session, that which region to be taken, why this one, why not that one, why Azure, why AWS, everything. Once you have a finalized, that is the reason we call it approved design. Once you have your approved design, you don't need to question it, you simply have to deploy it, unless there is some technical glitch or there's some technical difficulty. For example, your client has asked you to create a virtual machine in availability zone. Okay, create a virtual machine, your diagram says, your design or your build sheet says, create a virtual machine in availability zone, and region which I want is Hyderabad or Chennai. So do you think it's technically a good fit? Forget good, do you think technically it is possible?
No,
Why
no.
not?
Because
This is for everyone, guys,
uh,
it's not only one-on-one question. Let's say your requirement says that I want, your client has sent a build sheet. He's saying, I want you to create machines for me, 5 6 machines for me. All of them should be in availability zone, and region I want you to use is Chennai. Is it possible?
No, because Chennai does not have availability zone
Yes, perfect.
region.
So only situation like this, then you will go back and you will check with your architect team or client. Either you call, send email, have a team meeting, and then you will cross question and you will challenge that this is not possible, could you please rework and let us know what needs to be done. But just because you think US region it's easy, client has given you central India, you cannot swipe or you cannot question on that, because they have done their own study before selecting something. Got it, guys? Then in what cases will you question? In what cases will you just follow the instructions?
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now, yeah, let's go ahead and start creating the machine. Anyone else, guys? Any other question? Anything related to anything what we have covered till now? Yes, guys. Any doubt? Any question?
So,
Yes.
yesterday I posted a message in the chat where I was getting an error message regarding that resource provider
This error, right?
unavailable. Yeah.
Yeah, we are going to cover that. Don't worry. Apart
Okay.
from that, any question, guys?
No.
Okay. If not, let's start creating a machine then. Okay. So all of you, you have to go to your resource group, your subscription, whatever you have, not now, after this, after today's session. Okay, you have to do that and you have to create a machine, and I'm gonna send a build sheet to you. I'm not the exact build sheet that I will send at the later, maybe at the end of our training I'll share some screen and I'll show you how the actual build sheet looks like. But today I'm going to give you some parameters. Based on those parameters, I'm expecting you to create a virtual machine, and I'll check that and you guys will have to delete that. And wherever I will mention default, you'll have to leave the default value on the portal. Okay, so let's start creating, and I'm going to pick a subscription here where this error is about to come. Okay, because we already tried one and this error was coming, so I'm going to put the same I'm going to pull the same subscription. I'll try to create a machine. We'll see this error and then we'll check how to get rid of this error. They do not ask this frequently in interview, but they may ask you. Okay, so you should know what is the option to do this. So let's create this. By the way, who can work on this? First, let's get the error message and then we'll work discuss this. So this is Muzammil's subscription. I'm opening Muzammil's subscription. Okay, this is Muzammil's subscription and here I am. I have to create a virtual machine. I'm selecting virtual machine. Click on create. Select virtual machine. I'll select my own resource group. A virtual machine name. It could be anything. You guys can select your own name. Let's say that this is our uh, first virtual machine or first test VM. I'm going to take a Windows machine, so I'm putting Windows, and this is the case. Region, it's okay. I am again coming back to this. As of now, we are just discussing this error, which I don't think so I am getting. So let me see. Let me try creating it. If I am getting this error, then only I'll show you the troubleshooting, or I'll log in with someone else's ID then. Okay, so I'm not getting that error, guys. Let me log into Muzammil's subscription with someone else's ID. Okay. I'm switching the user, so I can sign out from here or I can sign in with a different user. Shweta, have you tried logging in with your ID? Shweta, yes, no, maybe. Have you tried to log in using your ID? Okay. Okay, so looks like she has not tried, guys. Okay, so I'm logged into Muzammil subscription using Shweta's ID. So let's say if you try creating a virtual machine, if she gets the error or not. Okay, here it is, guys. This is the error which Uzef got yesterday in the other session, which we were trying now. The practice session which I started 1:30. Even Zareen was facing this problem, right? So let's check how to troubleshoot on this. Just give me a minute, guys. Guys, it's a request. Please do not update the Excel file when the class is going on, because I keep on updating that file with your user ID and password, and then becomes difficult. It will overwrite the data. That may happen. So please make sure that you do not use that file when the session is in progress. Apart from that, you can update whenever you want. Okay. So just give me a minute. Let me close that file and open it again. Okay. So this is the error message which we are getting, right? How to troubleshoot? What does it say? Resource providers, which is Microsoft Compute. Virtual machine, it is a part of Microsoft Compute, right? If you remember, we saw compute. Under compute, we have virtual machine. Do you guys remember which screen I'm talking about?
Yes.
I asked you to go to services and check all services, right? I hope you remember that. So you can go to all services and there you see virtual machine. So what does it say? The compute is not register, and because compute is not register, you will not be able to create the machine. So how to register this? Now what we are going to look at, it's how to register it. But I think someone has already shared an article. Ramesh had shared an article yesterday. Did anyone try using that article?
Uh, yes, I checked that article,
Hmm.
but actually I did not got that error message again, so could not.
Okay, no problem. So, but this can be done only by someone who has that level of access on subscription. A person who has reader access on subscription, do you think that person will be able to register for any resources?
No.
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 Right. So you'll have to, first I'll have to again now log in with someone's ID who has owner access on Muzammil's subscription, right? So either I will use my ID, or I'll check if if I have Muzammil's ID, I'll use that one. Let me first check with my ID. And see, guys, this is the reason I have to log into all of your subscription many of time, and I keep on using this file. So it's a request, do not use that file when sessions are in progress. I do get an option here to discard your changes, but I don't want to do that. Otherwise, I have an option that I can keep my file as an updated and discard your changes, but I don't want to do that. So please make sure that you guys do not update that file when the session is in progress. Okay, now I'm logged in to Muzammil's subscription with my ID. First, let's quickly check what is my role, what level of access I have. What access do I have here? What do you see?
It's a owner access.
Owner.
It's an owner access, right? So which means I can get rid of that error message. Now, how to do that? For doing that, I have to go to the Muzammil subscription. I can search subscription here, come back here. In this case, I am already here. So I'll just simply click here. Okay. And once it is there, you have to go to you have to scroll it down and look for resource providers. If you look at the error message, what does it say? Resource providers are not registered. Okay. So you have to come to that subscription, click on resource providers. Which resource provider is not there? Can you read one or two names? Is it visible to everyone?
Storage network.
Yes. The first one is compute. As of now, we are stuck at compute because we're creating a virtual machine. So let's search for compute. What will I do now? I mean, very basic question. What do you think I should do?
Register it.
Register.
Yes, here it is. We have an option to register. You don't have to worry about API versions and etc. Okay, simply click on register, and here whatever task you do, you can see the progress here. It is registering the resource provider. You can see it here also. It is registering the resource provider. Meanwhile, I'll see others also, storage, because we are gonna need that. Maybe not today, but in future we'll definitely need it. Network also will need it for sure. What else is there? So it's Microsoft storage, Microsoft, only 3. Okay, we have got them registered. Let's see. What is the status? It is being done. Now, once this is done, again, we'll go and we'll try to create the virtual machines with Shweta's ID. Okay, you don't get this because normally whenever you are working, guys, you won't be working on something which is starting from scratch. I mean, even if it is a new onboarding, people they log into portal, your architect team, they will log into portal, they will create 10 20 virtual machines, test machines, they will delete it, client will test it and everything. I mean, before it comes to you, you will have a plain ground. So these issues, these are very basic, and these are startup issues which you will rarely see it, but it's always good to know information, because now we are facing it, and to practice we have to resolve it. So if we have to do it, why not to learn this? Okay, so now did you guys get the steps properly, what needs to be done?
Yeah.
So next time, if anyone is facing this problem, either I'll ask the subscription owner to do it, or anyone from that subscription can volunteer, and will assign the owner role to that user, and that user can do it. Okay, so it has been done. Now let's go back and check. I'll have to use uh, her ID, Shweta's ID. We may have to log off and log in once, but we can give it a try. Okay, create a virtual machine. And I think the error has gone. Okay. I'm logged in with Shweta's ID. Which resource group should I select?
Microsoft, now which we have been registered, the one
No,
which
not at
isn't
all.
registered.
No, very irrelevant. Resource group question I asked, guys. Yes, Stuti. Which resource group should I select?
Check if Shweta's resource group is there.
Yes, simple. Nirmal, what is the confusion?
The
Why are you
people,
being confused with those resources?
the
Uh,
people which have registered under Shweta, right? So
yes. Nirmal, you there?
Yeah, so.
Still any confusion? I was just asking the resource group.
Mhm.
What we did, it's a different thing. That is not that has nothing to do with resource group. So yes, we have to select the resource group where you have sufficient access, or which your client has asked you to do it. Maybe your client has asked you to select some production resource group, some uh, test resource group, some stage resource group, some application resource group, anything. You should have an input, and you should have a proper access on that. So in this case, it is a clear instruction for all of you that you will be creating all the resources in your resource group. So if I am doing it on behalf of Shweta, which clearly means that she has to use her own resource group. And if she selects someone else's resource group, will it work?
no.
No.
No, it will be no.
No, because she does not have access on this resource group. She only has reader access, and she will be only able to read the resources from it. She won't be able to create some resource here. So if she wants to create a machine, she will have to select her own resource group. Again, coming back to virtual machine name, it could be anything. Because I'm taking Windows machine, so I'm taking Windows. It's up to you. Naming convention has nothing to do with it. In compute, when we go to storage, their case sensitivity will matter. Here I can put something uppercase, some lowercase, anything except for few characters which it doesn't accept, like this, and it gives you the list of it. Okay, so this is done. Now let's talk about region. Now we are going to discuss while creating the machine only, we are going to discuss all these things, guys. Okay, so it becomes easier for you to understand. So let's talk about region. We have already discussed what is region. We know what is region, right? But how is it useful here, or what does it mean by selecting a region here? I mean, what is the significance of selecting a region here? What are the uh, benefits or drawbacks, or what are the repercussions of selecting wrong region or anything that we are going to learn here? So before I go there, can someone tell me what is a region?
Where Azure services are available.
Simple, perfect answer. I mean, very basic and simple answer. Wherever Azure services are available, Azure is calling that as Azure region, right? So now, how many regions do we have, by the way? Can anyone else answer? Someone else, please. A rough figure. How many regions do we have?
60 plus.
60 plus.
Yes. Okay. So which means Azure has a region in East US. I hope now you remember that globe. If you want, I can show it again. The atlas I'm talking about, the globe which we have. It has a region in East US. It has a region in East US too. It could be maybe very close to East US. Okay. Then we have a region in South Central US, West US, West US 2, West US 3, uh, then Asia, Australia, North Europe, Sweden, UK, West Europe. Now look at this. There's a long list of this. Okay. So these are the regions we have. Now, how will you select the region? Whatever you got in your build sheet. If you have not got anything in your region, you will leave it with the default. The default one is your East US. Okay. But now let's say on what basis do they discuss or do they decide region? Let's uh, have a quick discussion on that and then we'll proceed. Though you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to select anytime a region for them, select as and decide for them. You'll just do it on the portal. But you should know that based on what they are selecting a region. Now, what does it mean exactly? Let's say that if I select East US region, what does it mean literally? कि मैं अपना ये virtual machine East US region को select करके बना रहा हूँ. What does it mean?
वहां पे वो सर्विसेज अवेलेबिलिटी रीजन्स के साथ में अवेलेबल है.
Now, forget, I'm not talking about availability. Is it there or not? I don't care. My question here is, I don't care as in the client. I'm talking in terms of client. Client doesn't care. Client did not ask you whether you have availability zone or not. That's fine. I just want you to explain it to me in layman term. What do you understand by this screen? If I tell you that I am creating my virtual machine in Azure in East US, so what do you understand? Back of the scene, what will happen? जो हम data center ये सब पढ़ते आ रहे थे. So what do you think will happen?
My actual hardware will be in East US.
Perfect. What is happening here, guys? The moment, no matter I'm sitting in India and I'm creating a virtual machine from India, but the moment the moment I select this, that my virtual machine should be in East US, so what will happen? Your virtual machine, it will get created. Let's say these are regions. Okay, no matter where you are sitting, but if you have selected that your virtual machine should go to East US, ignore the spelling mistake, guys. Okay, let's say you are sitting somewhere here in India. Okay, you are here, you are creating a VM sitting here in India. Still, if you select that your region should be East US, which means your machine will get created in a data center building which is located in East US. Is it clear to everyone that what does that sentence mean? If you select something
Yes.
over there, what does it mean? Is it clear, guys, to everyone? Anyone has any doubt?
Understand.
Yes, guys, anyone has any doubt? Did not understand that. What does it mean if I select I'm sitting here? What does it mean? Any doubt anyone has? So it means that if you select this, now let's say instead of East US, you're selecting Central US. Again, same thing. No matter where you are sitting, but your machine is going to Central US data center. Okay, wherever it is, like R1. When I say Central India, I think it's in Hyderabad. East one is in Pune. So here central one, I think it is in Virginia somewhere. I don't know the exactly city name. I think it's in Richmond, Virginia. You can check that, and we don't even need to know this, right? So it is somewhere in Virginia. Okay, which means your machine is going to deploy in a data center which is there in central US, Virginia State, Richmond City. There they have data center. There they have multiple racks. There they have one server. On that your machine is going to be deployed. Is it clear? So you're sitting here over the internet, you are controlling this and you are requesting that I need a machine in this area, and this is how you are getting a machine. Is it clear, guys, to everyone? Virtual machine
Yes.
is most important topic, guys. Rest all services are 30%, virtual machine 70%, I would say, especially for admin. Okay. So now what does it mean? Once you have your virtual machine here, let's say now you have a business like Swiggy. Okay, I'm now asking these questions to you, though not your job. Your architect team will do this brainstorming session, and you will directly get a region. You just have to select it, but you should know what is the rationale behind it. Okay, so let's say that you are your client. Uh, it's planning to have an app like Swiggy, and they're planning to have tie-up with hotels in Pune. And obviously, if there are hotels in Pune, uh, what is the maximum kilometer strength of the delivery Swiggy uses? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, not more than that, right? I mean, from Mumbai, no one is delivering to Pune, or from Pune, no one
Correct.
is delivering to. So what does it mean that what is your user database then? What is your user base? If you are targeting the hotels in Pune, where are your users coming
Pune.
from? Obviously Pune,
Pune.
right?
Pune.
Right. So now your users are here, your hotels are here, where you're going to give your device and etc. that use our device to collect order. Then and your hotels are in Pune, and your users, they are also in Pune. Okay. And now you want to deploy your Swiggy application, the whole setup from where it will work. And now for some reason, lack of knowledge or anything, you have deployed your server in central US or east US. First thing, is it going to work technically?
Nahi.
Yes.
Yes.
Will be
Yes,
not.
it will work.
Yes.
Definitely it will work. Whoever said no, definitely it will work, guys. But what is the drawback?
Distance.
Distance,
Connectivity issue आएगा.
latency. Yes, latency. Your
Latency.
user will go from here all together. The traffic will go from here. I mean, if a user is sitting on his mobile, from mobile it will go to ISP to the submarine lines which we have, Tata and everything. They have the lines in uh under the sea. All together your data is traveling here, right? There again it will go to Microsoft, their ISP, to somewhere, then Azure data center. This is how your data is traveling. You put an order, that order gets updated here, and then your app will do the magic, whatever your app has been coded for. Then your app is sending an update to your hotel, whichever hotel you have selected. Okay, this order has been, they will accept and then select an acknowledgement. Do you see the travel of data?
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
not at all a sensible decision. Now Swiggy, it's very small thing. Now imagine the same thing is being done by Netflix, where you are looking at the heavy data, continuous videos. Netflix servers are here, you are here, but you are accessing them like this. Definitely you'll have latency, especially if you are watching an HD video, a HD movie, right? Did you guys understand the logic? So in this
So
case,
Yes.
even
yes.
so even Netflix are using the data center which are in Pune according to the location wise.
Well, we'll discuss that later. What they are using specifically, we'll
Okay.
discuss that later. Don't worry. there is one more good service which allow them to use data center across the world. They are using all the data centers. We will discuss that as a case study. I can take that. Don't worry. Okay. So is it clear, guys? Is the rationale clear behind it? That what is the reason
Understood.
why they're spending time on selecting region? So in this case, what would be the best region? What do you think? I'm not putting any more condition. Just this condition. This is Swiggy. No compliance condition.
Asia.
Nothing. Right. Asia.
Asia.
In Asia also have 3 regions.
Yes.
Which one do you think more suitable?
Pune.
Yes. Got it, guys? This is how they select the region. This is the reason you do not question what is there in the build sheet. You simply just create it, whatever is there. Now you understood the logic behind the region. One more thing. Let's say now this is in Chennai. This setup I'm talking about the Swiggy. It is in Chennai. Hotels are also in Chennai. People are also in Chennai. And this user wants to set up their application, their servers for it. But this user wants availability zone feature. Which region should he go for?
Pune.
Pune, right. More sensible, it's Chennai for him, but Chennai doesn't have those features which Pune has. But Pune and Chennai, it's not that long distance. So to get that feature, he's ready to compromise a little bit of latency. Right? So these are the factors. Now these are only 2 I have shared. There are many. One could be compliance, which is the major and biggest reason. For example, if it is a bank, right? Let's say it is a bank, and for some reason bank doesn't want you to go out of this region, then you'll have to select that particular region, no matter there's latency issue or whatever it is. Compliance is the top priority, latency, etc. It's always there. Okay. Session is about to finish, guys. Let's join using the same link without any break.